everyone, Tammy here. Tonight I am going to needle felt a mouse. A little sleepy country mouse. I've got a couple of orders. I actually have some ready already, but I want to show you how to do them. They were sleepy animals are a really big thing, or were a really big thing for the last year in the felting world. There are a number of different artists that have put them out there. I've picked up some of them on YouTube, some I've seen on Pinterest, some I've seen from other places, and then created my own idea from there. I put them in a little milk pod. I'm going to show you one all done. This is what it looks like. And this little mouse will move out. Can be moved around right now. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'll fasten them in with a little hot glue or E6000 so they stay permanent. I Mod Podge the milk pod. I collect all kinds of things when I'm out foraging. These also make awesome angel wings or ferry boats. But anyhow, today it is a vessel for this little mouse to curl up in and fall asleep. But that's what it looks like when it's all said and done. Isn't that adorable? I have another one here too. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to try to do this as quickly but as thoroughly as I can. You need your felting needles, a bit of foam, some fiber. Fiber's your choice. You can use any color you want to. Your mice can be whatever color you choose for them to be. I use a wooden skewer to be able to form my mouse on. You can use a toothpick. You could use a dowel, just, where it's just round, a small wooden dowel. You could do it on a pencil. They'll be kind of thick, but you could do it. Now, I like to work with really thin pieces of fiber. So I'm going to break this down to where it's a nice, thin, streaming piece. And I also like to work with short pieces at a time. But that's your own preference. Use whatever you want. So I'm going to snap that so that I only have these two right now. And we're just going to start twirling on the very edge of the skewer to build the head. This is where we start. And I try to get it so that I'm going nice and smooth. See my fibers, how they're smooth? Nice and smooth. And I'm going to do it about 1 inch long, and I'm going to go back. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth on that until I get it the size I want. Again, this is art. However thick you want it, or however thin, however big or small. It's really up to you. There's no right way or wrong way. It's just getting it on there and causing the shape. I'll keep going until I get it to where I want it. It's not there yet. You want to have, I'd say, the size of a grape so that you have your head built up. And you're going to have to keep breaking down a little more and a little more and a little more until you finally get it. I'll take this one a little longer, see if I can get it done faster. And then I'm going to start the body. And I'm going to start the body just a little ways back. I'm not going to start on it. I'm actually going to leave a space. I'm going to put a little tiny space in there. I never understood that until I did it, and now I do. There was a gal on YouTube that I can't remember the name of her channel. I feel awful, but she had done a mouse like this, and she also did oh geez, I think it was a rabbit all curled up too, and it was awful cute. a little less detailed than I like. I like a little more detail in them. But they were awful cute, and she had left a space, and I couldn't figure out. I had to watch it all the way through to see why she would do that. And then you'll see, there's a good reason for it. Now I'm going to build the head up just a little bit more. You see how that's going, right? Nice shape to it. Now that head's not going to get any bigger. I'm going to leave it just that size for now. But I need that body to get built up. So we'll keep going back and forth on that. My house is nice and quiet. Guys, have run to town and over to my friend's house. We had put in an order for vinyl together, and it came in, and woohoo, I'm excited. I can't wait to get it. But they're not feeling that well. So I send the old man and the boy over so that he can pick them up for me while they run their errands. She's just going to set it outside. Oh, isn't that awesome? It's coming together nicely. Now I squish them together so that they touch. I don't know if that's how anybody else does it, but that's how I chose to do it. It works best for me this way. So I figure I'm showing you, I'll show you how I do it. Now I'm going to go and put one little skinny layer between those so that we can pull them together. And I'm also going to take my needle and I'm going to start pushing in at the very, whoops, that one's too strong a needle. I'm going to start pushing it in at the very, very top, just so that it kind of locks those fibers in place. And I'll do a little bit back here too. Remember though, take your time. I'm used to using this needle, but if you wedge it in there too much and hit your your skewer, you could break the tip of that needle. I know where it's at. I have a sense now. And if you ever break it and it gets stuck in the fiber, throw it away. You're never going to find it. And if you do, whew, you're some lucky. Okay, then I just slide it off. Sorry, I did that like really fast. And I didn't really show you. But you carefully hold on to it and just slide it off of the skewer together. And it'll stay that way. And then I'm just going to tighten up a little bit. Try to get my big old hands out of the way. I'm going to tighten up a little bit, go all the way around. This is hours and hours of stabbing here. Okay, so I have another one over here that's almost done. I'm going to show you. But I want to show you why having that split like that is important. Now you can bend the head and the neck and yet meld that together so that it has that shape of a little curled up mouse sleeping. Isn't that awesome? Can you see it? Not everybody can see it. Can you see how it's starting to wake up? I see a mouse there already. Can you see the mouse? Of course, it has a few other things that need to go with it. I'm going to put this one aside. I'm just going to tuck that, though, because I will use this. I just don't have the time to sit here and keep stabbing and stabbing right now. But I have another one that's all finished over here. I put in a lot of time stabbing this little girl or boy. And it's just about ready to go. Summer, if you're watching this video, I expect to see mice. It's a pretty good one. This will be a fun one for you. See it? Okay, so now we need some legs. Which are those? And how we make those is the same way. We're going to use that wooden skewer. And we're going to take a bit of fiber. I'm going to use gray. going to thin it out to where it's manageable, where you can work with it. Everybody's different. Work with whatever is comfortable for you. You can just keep building on it, even if you use little tiny bits at a time. You want enough that it'll wrap around. So what I do, because I want to make the leg, this is actually the leg, and you want it to be about that long, because it's going to come around the little mouse and come up like this. You see that? That actually wraps around that little mouse's body and comes up on the side right there. Then we're going to put a little foot there. And all we do is wrap it around. Take it to about where you want it. I like it to be about that long, which is, I didn't even think of that. I just guesstimate, so it's a little over an inch, just about an inch to a little over an inch. And then we're going to wrap back across it to thicken it up just a little bit. Now you can see it's not that thick. And we're going to do the same thing. You're just going to slowly slide it off, and it will stay together. You want 2 of those, and you're just going to put the needle through the center of it a couple of times to lock it. Don't overwork it, because you've still got to work that on to the mouse. So you're just going to lock it into place, and then later on you'll felt it in tighter. Going to do the same thing with some pink to create some feet. Only difference is we're gonna make it a little smaller. We're not going to go an inch. We're going to go about, a half an inch maybe. Nope, 3/4. And you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're just going to go around that dowel or that skewer. And I just look at it. I think about, what's a little mouse foot look like? And it can be a big foot, it can be a little foot, it's all up to you. But it doesn't take much to do the foot. You only really need to go around like 1, maybe 2 times. And then you have it. And again, you're just going to put a little tiny tap in it to kind of lock a few of those in place, but don't overwork it. So we have 2 legs, 2 feet. We need a tail. And a tail is done the same way. We're just going to thin this out to where we can manage it. Going to go around this skewer again for however long you want that tail to be. Some of my tails are 3 or 4 inches long. Some of them are only about 2 inches long. You want to go up it. Whoops. There. Go up it to where you want it. The length that you'd like for it to be. And then come back down. And you want to at least make 2 passes. You want to make a complete pass to the bottom. See how I'm running out of fiber right there? So I want to grab a little bit more. Go right about where you left off, go up a little bit, and then come back down on top of it and finish off going down through. If you still have a little bit like I do, go back up and end it. Now I run my fingers over this one a couple of times. I turn it and run my fingers over it because you're actually causing that to felt up a little bit. So when we take it, because we're going to put our hand right over the top of it and pull it off, and then we have the tail. It's right there. Now for this, we're going to take and do a couple of pokes in it to get it to lock in all the way down. Not just It's more than a couple. We actually want to go the whole length of this tail, like you're doing a little spotted line. And then we're going to rub it and roll it in between our hands. We heat our hands up and we roll that fiber back and forth. Not into a ball. You want to keep it so it's smooth. But going back and forth like spaghetti. You want it to be like a piece of spaghetti. And then I give it a little tug. And if any place looks loose, right there looks a little loose, then I just use my needle, tuck it in and tighten it up a little bit. And you're going to have thick places and thin places. It's a tail. Roll it again. And voila, we have a wonderful little tail now. Okay, now ears. I use regular felt. What did I do with that felt? Well, this is a different color, but just a regular piece of felt. I cut a square out. I look at it. I know I'm not a measurement person. I don't measure when I cook and I don't measure when I craft. I eyeball everything. I create all my own templates. I eyeball everything. So I just kind of look at it and go, yep, that'll be about the right size for an ear. Lay it on top. Try to get two of them that are close to being the same size. I take those two squares. I turn it so that you see how you got one point here, here, and then one at the bottom. I turn it that way. And I just kind of round off those points. The one at the bottom really doesn't matter. That's a little bit of a rough cut. I'm going to clean it up just a little bit. I'm usually a lot smoother than that, but then all I do is pinch it together. See how it turns into a little ear? I just take the part that has the point at the end and I pinch it together. I put a little drop of hot glue. Little drop of glue right there. Hold it closed without burning your fingers. I have my gun turned up on high. Ouch. But I want to show you this because this is important. If you leave it like that, it's not gonna lay on the mouse properly. You don't want that sticking up like that. You want to be able to lay it down smooth. So what I do is after that glue dries, that point right there, the reason it doesn't matter is because I cut it off. Now I have a nice little ear to sit on the mouse when it's ready. It'll go right on there. And I'm going to use hot glue to put it on there. This is the easiest way possible on doing this. Okay, we don't need green ears though, so I'll put them over here. I just wanted to do that to show you. Get everything out of the way. And I have a set of pink ears right there. Okay, let's start putting this little mouse together. We have all of our parts. We've done the body. We have 2 legs, 2 feet, and 2 ears, and a tail. The rest of it is loose fiber that you're going to cover it up with, that you're going to make a coat out of, put its top coat on with it, whatever colors you want. I've made these where they were black and white, where they were brown and like blonde colored. I've made them all white. I've made them all black. I've made them any color I want. This still feels a little little loose right here. So I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. So I'll poke a little more. I like it to be firm. You don't want it to be rock hard though, because you've still got to add stuff to it, and you want to be able to get in there. That's the one thing about felting. If you get it too hard, you won't be able to add to it. It won't come out right. It won't shape right. Okay, don't get too fussy about this. Just kind of look at it and go, yep, you want this. This is going to make the base of your mouse's bum, okay? Your tail's going to land right there. It's all going to have a top coat and nobody's going to see it. Just like that. See them little legs? See the bum? Tail goes right up in between the legs. Those little legs are right there. So we're just kind of looking at it and going, yeah, because we don't want it up here. That's too high. We don't want it in the middle. That's not low enough. We want it right where it looks like a leg. And we're going to felt her in place. See? Doesn't look like much right now, does it? That's the one thing about felting, boy. It really looks odd and you think, that's not going to look right. What are you doing? And then all of a sudden it starts to wake up. That's what I call it. Wake up. Come to life. Now I look at it and can judge by looking at this side to this side whether or not I got them close. They're not going to be perfect. It's a felted mouse. It's a piece of art. I've never even seen a real living mouse that was probably perfect. None of us are perfect. But we're going to felt that right in. Don't give up. You can do this. I know you can. See? Now we've got two legs and it looks silly, don't it? Does yours look as silly as mine? Because if it does, you're on the right track. Next, we've got a couple of little feet. And we're going to tuck these feet so that the points, the little toes and heels, aren't going all over the place again. I lock them right in like that. And then this is tricky. I'm not going to lie to you. This is tricky. And no, you can't do it before you put the legs on. You have to put the legs on first. It just doesn't work right. I've tried it and tried it. Well, I shouldn't say you can't. I have never been able to, and if you manage to, please do a video and link me to it so I can see. So I'd love to learn. And be careful, this is a needle that has barbs on it, and you will bleed. There. Oh wow, I'm 23 minutes into doing this already. I really just don't know how to make it any faster. Well, I guess I do. I'm going to stop it right here and I'll put out a second half to this video tomorrow. We'll finish this mouse up tomorrow. I really don't want to go much more than this because people won't watch it, for one thing. And YouTube doesn't like it. I'm too new. Alright guys, if you have understand and like this so far, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. This is what we're working on. We'll finish them up tomorrow. Isn't he cute? And if you didn't have the stuff, well, this will give you the time. You need some fiber, a wooden skewer, a bit of foam or something to felt on. I like it nice and deep so I don't stab into whatever I'm working on and break my needles. And you need some needles. Alright, thumbs up, subscribe, like, share. We'll do this again tomorrow. See you then.